I mean, if 12 tigers attack me and I manage to defeat 11 in unarmed combat with my Aikido and the last tiger gets my neck, that's a fine way for Tate to die.
Hi folks, welcome to RJA Impact. So who the hell is Andrew Tate and why should I care? Let me see if I can answer that question for you in this video.
Because life for a man is harder than life for a woman. Most men live depressing lives. For most men out here, they can't even feel wanted. Their wife left them, they're invisible to women, their kids don't talk to them. They're just not wanted. Society has huge burdens on men. We're supposed to be smart, we're supposed to be rich, supposed to be interesting, gotta have jokes, gotta have chat lines, right? Gotta be charming, gotta be cool, experiences, stories. We need to have a lot of shit to be an important man. To be a woman, you need makeup.
Emory Andrew Tate III, born on December the 14th, 1986, is an American-British and former professional kickboxer. Following his kickboxing career and other escapades, which we'll touch on shortly, very recently Tate began offering paid courses and memberships through his website, Hustlers University. You have to subscribe and pay approximately $50 per month for membership. If you want to know what benefits you'll get from going through that process, then I suggest you watch the video I did on so-called How to Get Rich Quick and similar schemes, or search for How to Get Rich Quick, the Cult of Wealth Creation. After you do, and probably after listening to this podcast, I promise you that you'll save your $50 if you follow the message through this video. Tate had a stratospheric rise to fame following a move to influencer marketing and his misogynistic commentary on social media, which has resulted in Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok banning him from their platforms, all in the last month. Just in case you didn't realise just how rich he has become by doing this, particularly since the introduction of Hustlers University, now at version 3 for some reason, he claims to have 110,000 members. I've no way of verifying that number, but he certainly has tens of thousands. Let's say he only has 10,000 members, and that's only 10% of what he says. Then, at $50 per person per month, he's taking in $500,000 clear profit each month. Now, if his 110,000 members is correct, then he is taking in around $5.5 million per month. This is a wide range, but for doing virtually nothing, he's making somewhere between $6 million and $66 million each year. And this is just from the membership alone. There's also all of that added revenue from social media posts. Oh, at least there was until recently. As I mentioned, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and TikTok have all recently banned him from their platforms. He gets notoriety from being pretty extreme in his views, for example on women. Women belong in the home, can't drive and are a man's property, he's said. And this is just mild, and I can't put into a video like this what else he has said about the treatment of women. By the way, it isn't good. Are victims needing to bear responsibility for their attacks is also at the milder end, and for obvious reasons I won't quote more. It seems that almost everybody has been suggested a Tate clip on one or more platforms.
Some child is outside enjoying their life, playing with toys and smiling in the sunshine and having fun. I hate happiness. I hate happy children. Anyway, you're all losers. We've discussed this before. I'm the king of the world.
On TikTok, for example, one video was watched 11.6 billion times. He poses with fast cars, guns, and portrays himself as a cigar-smoking playboy. The man for every man, I think he would label himself. Well, I don't really need to think about that at all, do I? Here he is himself describing himself.
People say, well, if don't have Tate as a male role model, there's better ones. Where are they? There are no other male role models. Because to inspire the youth of men, you need to be aspirational. They have to look at you and want to be like you. And there's no other male role models that have had the tenacity and aggressiveness to have such a fantastic life as I have, that they're going to listen to me. They listen to me because of my authority, and my authority comes from my life experiences. If My mentality is so wrong. How have I managed to amass enormous wealth? How have I managed to amass huge social status? How have I managed to physically dominate the planet? I've done things that men respect and they look up to me. So that's why I can lead.
He has had a number of personas over the years and worked in a number of differing areas over the years. As I mentioned, we'll get to some of those. Nowadays, he styles himself as a self-help guru, offering his mostly male fans a formula for making money, pulling girls, and, in quotes, escaping the matrix. Tate has gone, in a matter of months, from near obscurity to one of the most talked about people in the world. In July this year, 2022, there were more Google searches for his name than for Donald Trump or Kim Kardashian. His rapid surge to fame wasn't by chance. According to The Observer, which is a UK newspaper, followers of Tate via Hustlers University are being told to flood social media with video clips of him, choosing the most controversial clips in order to achieve maximum views and engagement, also assisted by a network of copycat accounts on TikTok. This has been described by experts in the field as a blatant attempt to manipulate the algorithm and artificially boost his content. In less than 3 months, the strategy has earned him a huge following online and potentially made him millions and millions. Yet, despite much of the content appearing to break TikTok's rules, which explicitly ban misogyny and copycat accounts, until recently the platform appears to have done a little to limit Tate's spread or ban the accounts responsible. Instead, it has propelled him into the mainstream, allowing clips of him to proliferate and actively promoting them to young users. Where did he come from? Well, he was raised on an estate in Luton, which is a town close to London in the UK. He was the son of a catering assistant and a chess master. Tate has long been making headlines for stirring controversy. Through his 20s, he worked as a TV producer, whilst training as a kickboxer at the local gym, and he went on to fight professionally and win world titles.
I'm going to knock him out within 2 rounds most, and whoever I have next I feel sorry for.
Well, he started this round, coming out.
Oh! There you go!
In 2016, his public-facing career appeared to be over when it had barely begun, when after being cast in Big Brother, which is a UK reality TV programme where contestants are housed together for several weeks, and this is primarily to see what fools they can make of themselves. Anyway, he was ejected from the house over a video of him hitting a woman with a belt.
Big Brother has called Andrew to the diary room.
This is Big Brother. Due to events in the outside world, Andrew has had to leave the Big Brother house.
A second video then emerged shortly afterwards in which he's shown telling a woman to count the bruises he apparently caused to her. Both Tate and the woman denied any abuse occurred and said the clips showed consensual S. More controversy followed. Posts containing homophobic and racial slurs were found on his Twitter page. Then, in September 2017, he was criticised by mental health charities for saying depression isn't real. The next month, he waded in on the #MeToo movement, saying women should bear some responsibility for being hard, a view he has since repeated and which, amongst other incidents, led to him being barred from Twitter. The backlash actually won Tate's work and boosted his profile. He appeared on InfoWars, which is the podcast of conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. He was pictured with far-right YouTuber Paul Joseph Watson and met Donald Trump at Trump Tower, posting on Facebook afterwards, "The Tate family support Trump fully, MAGA." In the UK, meanwhile, he mingled with arch-Brexiteer Nigel Farage. Some Facebook photos show and spoke of ties with the anti-Islam activist Stephen Yaxley Lennon, known as Tommy Robinson. Tate describes Yaxley Lennon in a podcast as a solid guy with a good heart, whom he has hung out with untold times. In 2019, police were called after Tate showed up at the house of Mike Stuckbury. He was a journalist who had been critical about him online, days after Yaxley Leonard did the same thing. This incident caused Stuckbury's wife to suffer a panic attack and played a role in them leaving the UK for Germany. He has also openly discussed being accused of violence against several women, although he's not understood to have ultimately been charged with any offences apart from a driving offence in 2018. In one interview, Tate describes an incident where a woman knocked a phone out of his hand in a club and then a man punched him, so they started wrestling. In the tussle, he accidentally hit the woman and broke her jaw.
I'm at a club. I bought a brand new phone. Some girl knocked the phone out of my hand. I thought the show said, "Hey, you knocked my phone out of my hand." She turns around and goes, "I don't care. It's not my phone." Start running her mouth. So I'm arguing with this girl, and then her boyfriend comes over. And then her boyfriend's like, "Hey, what's the problem?" And his two friends come over. Now there's three of them, and I'm up against the bar. And then one of them pushes me, so I smack him. So I smack one, smack the other one. Two are out. The other guy grabs me, we start wrestling a bit. And while I'm wrestling with one of the guys, the girl starts trying to hit me. Well, I didn't know if it was a girl or a guy. So I'm doing this, I turn and whack, and I smack her, I spark her. So I ended up in the court for GBH against the female and grievous bodily harm and broke her jaw and all this stuff. And my defense was, I didn't know who was hitting me. I'm just getting hit. I don't know. Watch the CCTV. I got away with it in the end. No, I don't got away with it. I was innocent.
As he says. In another video, he says he has been investigated by the police for allegedly abusing a woman, which he denied. And this was in a case where he had his house raided, devices confiscated, and was held in a cell for 2 days. Around the time UK police were investigating the abuse allegations, Tate is understood to have left the UK for Romania. In one video explaining his reasons for the move, he suggested it was because it would be easier to evade rape charges. This is probably 40% of the reason he moved there, he says in one video, adding, "I'm not a but I like the idea of just being able to do what I want. I like being free." Essentially, he is saying that he prefers to be in a country where he can behave in a manner that would be illegal in his own country. So, as we heard, he moved to Romania after finishing with his, what we can honestly say was a successful fighting career. He's clearly a jacked individual and seems to have a good regime in keeping himself that way. So what did he do in Romania? Well, the Daily Mirror in the UK reported that Tate and his brother Tristan were, in quotes, raking in millions from webcam sites where men hand over a fortune as they fall for models' fake sub-stories, something they themselves described as a total scam. So they had set up essentially a scam to defraud vulnerable people. Despicable if true. That is definitely illegal in the UK, and I'll be fairly sure it was also illegal in Romania. So the brothers' mansion in Romania was raided by police following a tip-off from the US Embassy that a 21-year-old American woman was being held against her will. The Tates were taken in for questioning before being released, and they deny wrongdoing. The Romanian authorities said that only in early August 2022 that the investigation, later expanded to cover human trafficking and rape allegations, was ongoing. I wonder whether extradition is possible between the UK and Romania. So amid all of this offline drama, online, Tate's content took off. From early 2022, Tate repackaged videos from interviews with himself over the years, which have been attracting millions of views on TikTok. In July and early August, this growth really took off and has even accelerated further. In August so far alone, clips tagged with his name have been watched more than 1 billion times. Now, these posts don't come from Tate himself, who does not appear to be active on any platform, but from hundreds of accounts, often using his name and photo, run by his followers. These are the members of Hustlers University. Members, who actually include boys as young as 13, are told that they can earn up to £10,000 a month through lessons on crypto investing, dropshipping, and by recruiting others to Hustlers University. And doing this, they earn about $5 to $10 for everyone they sign up. However, unfortunately for them, and fortunately for Tate, he will receive the other $35 to $40 from the new recruit, and Tate will receive $50 per month thereafter, whereas the person who brought in the new recruit will get nada thereafter. To have the best chance of getting people to sign up, they're advised to stoke controversy to improve their chances of going viral. In one guide, Hustlers University students are told that attracting comments and controversy is the key to success. What you ideally want is a mix of 60 to 70% fans and 40 to 30% haters. You want arguments. You want war. Does this sound like a pyramid scheme? You bet it does. However, this has got to be the worst one to join. As soon as you have recruited someone, you get the one-time $5 to $10 fee, and everything thereafter goes to Tate. In other words, Tate is at level 1 on the pyramid, and absolutely everybody else is at level 2, paying directly to Tate. As pyramid schemes go, this is pretty bleak, and there is not much to say for pyramid schemes in general anyway. Now, many Tate videos appear, at first glance anyway, to be harmless, even funny. In his trademark straight-talking style, he derides men who drink tap water instead of sparkling water, and people who own cats. Real men have dogs, he says. Other material is presented under a banner of male self-improvement. Now, for Tate's fans, the more open publications of his historic issues will come as little surprise. Much of his history is not hidden, but has been openly discussed in podcasts, and supporters say his straight-talking style is an antidote to the so-called cancel culture. Critics, on the other hand, say his rise raises concerns about online potential radicalisation, with at least one woman online labelling him the scariest man on the internet. Yet people still in the thousands pay to hear what he has to say. I have an opinion on one aspect of Tate, and it's quite strong, and it's very simple, and you can see it in the video I did on the How to Get Rich Quick, the Cult of Wealth Creation. Now, this guy Tate clearly falls into the let's show someone how to do it and charge them, rather than doing it all myself. Well, can you blame him? What he's doing with Hustlers University is probably not illegal, but for every one of those poor, predominantly male subscribers who are wondering where they will get the money to pay for their heating from this year or next year, I can tell you how to save $600 with one change in your subscription. Cancel it. Move on with your life. Well, this is the short update I did on the basis of the poll on the community page. The last answer's a bit of fun in case you hadn't realised. And there is much more nuance to this than I've just been able to broadly brush over in just a few minutes. And hopefully you found that somewhat informative, and please don't forget to like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. I just got to 700 subscribers the other day, which seemed so far away when I started this channel. I've got a target of 1,000 by the end of the year, and hopefully that's not long to go. Bye for now.